Hello, everyone. Um, wow, it's been a long time since I've live streamed. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Um, yeah, um, it's kind of nice to be back. Um, yeah, just checking on my stream. Making sure everything's correct. Yeah. Today we're gonna be looking at the DJI AVATA drone. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I actually can't wait. um, but yeah. Uh, we can wait until a couple more people get here, but yeah, this is shaping up to be pretty good so far. So let's see how many people we have. Hey, one person. That's okay. The stream looks to be pretty good, and yeah, that's good. All right, let's actually get into what I came here to talk about. The DJI AVATA drone. So basically, for a long time, people have been saying that the DJI AVATA drone is going to come out, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm making a post right now. It's live right now. All right. So basically, let's just go through the history of all the DJI AVATA. So AVATA LV originally made a prediction, if you will, a very long time ago, 2020 actually, and it looks like this. He was wrong about a couple things, but he was right about basically a lot of this stuff. 3-inch props, the DJI FPV drone, pretty cool. How he actually got it pretty well down. Um, then we had a long silence. There was a really long silence, and we actually did hear from Hakasushi, who is a famous leaker. We heard from him about these renders, and so what this is basically it's a fan made render of the DJI FPV drone 2. It's not an actual. This isn't actually the DJI FPV drone 2, but it was so good it tricked a lot of people. And basically, this is a website for basically 3D designers that are really good. Like this is really good. Like, look at all the sketching, but the actual renders, the renders are amazing. Like, look at this detail. It's utterly incredible. I don't even know. This is so good. This for me really blurred the line between what can be a leak and what's actually like just something fan made, because something this good, something that looks this good, you would normally basically say, okay, this is definitely a real photo or a real rendering, because no fan would go out and make such a high res rendering like this. But it turns out this time this is actually a fake rendering or a fan made rendering. But nonetheless, it's really fun to see, and these aren't the only ones. Lenny Tan has made some really cool renders. He I don't know where it is, but I believe there are some other DJI drones on here. Here you go, the FPV series. But basically, there's a lot of fan-made renderings on here. Like this. This isn't an actual drone that DJI makes, but it's a fan rendering. And there are, like, a lot of people saw, I believe, like a fake Spark 2 on here a long time ago. This was a long time ago, and thought it was real. So that's interesting. But basically, there's a lot of stuff on this site that looks real that isn't. So then we get into the very first kind of leaks. We get this little thing where it's Asata's basically like, you know, when you go into here and you go inspect, that's basically, I believe, what this is. And he's saying that in the DJI website somewhere there's something called AVATA. I could never find it, but nonetheless, here's something else as well. This seems to be some kind of, like, I think a patent website for China. I'm not exactly sure though. But then we get the first two real big actual leaks, and these are actually interesting. These are actually interesting photos. Just check the stream. Hey, 2 concurrent viewers. That's nice. But basically then we see these photos. This, as far as I can tell, is the first photo of the DJI AVATA drone, and as per the usual, it's plastered in stickers. And what's interesting is these little numbers on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is the little number on the bottom, and all these QR codes and stuff. And we see that on generally very early production stuff. Here you can see the bottom sensors, and this hints at a very weird flying characteristics, mostly because you have the actual sensors on the bottom, which means the props are actually going to be blowing down, like on the ground. So moving on, let's actually get to the current day leaks. I'm actually going to go to my own YouTube channel. There we go. Hello everyone. Here we go. Yes, hello everyone. This is the video you're watching right now. But I did post a video earlier of this. This is, or what seems to be, someone actually flying the DJI FPV drone. The DJI AVATA drone, at the very least. And so what he's doing in this video is, you can see he's holding basically a DJI motion controller. And we've seen this earlier as well. It's very interesting. We can also see the DJI V3 goggles, and then once we play the video further, we can actually see the DJI FPV drone. So that is, in my opinion, absolutely incredible. It's very, very interesting to see, at the very least. And here, when he zooms in, you can actually see the drone is flying in such a weird orientation. The propellers are on the bottom, and then everything else is on top of it. So imagine like the way a Mavic flies right now. The way a Mavic flies is all its propellers are up here, and then all its stuff is below it. The way this drone flies is the other way around. Oh man, I don't know if you can see. It's the other way around. The props are on the bottom with everything else on top. It's interesting, to say the very least. And it looks like on the prop guards, there are little like stubs to actually touch the ground when it's taking off and such, which is pretty cool. We can actually see those here. Here's another first image of it powering it on. So here, taking a look at this image, first of all, something you'll notice is that very distinctive indicator light. Then you will see this little thing right here, right there, right. That is basically a little bumper. And what that does is when the drone actually hits the ground, that hits the ground before the propellers so that you can take off, right? And what's interesting with this design for me is that if you're in sort of any rocky, sort of like rough terrain where it's not perfectly flat, the props may actually touch the ground. For example, like on grass, I'm pretty sure you'd be chopping up the lawn. Mostly because those props are actually very close to the ground and they're not protected by anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how you can land on different surfaces without actually destroying your props. Because if you land on like a gravel driveway or something, you might end up completely destroying your propellers. But this is also in contrast to the previous DJI FPV drone where you were landing on the battery, which is arguably worse. But here in this photo, we can see the battery kind of clips on the back. Again, we can see the indicator light in the front, and then everything else is pretty blurry. Let me just check. Oh wow, 3 viewers. Hello everyone. So moving on. That video is from AVATA LV. Then we have this photo. This photo is interesting because on the Chinese version of TikTok or Douyin, you can basically see these are in a lot of different photos, and we'll see this appear later actually. What can we tell from this photo? Well, basically we can see 2 wires coming off here. That means that these DJI FPV goggles too will also still have to be powered by an external battery, which isn't exactly the best. Oh, also Andy Cortez says it's definitely a hand catch drone. Yes, it definitely is a hand catch drone. But these goggles actually look way smaller than the previous V1 goggles. They also have little vents here. That's pretty interesting. They're more gray and they seem to have like more adjustable antennas, which is interesting. And it still does actually look to have that grid array screen on its side. Alright, now moving on from that, then we get the first actually interesting images. And in this first photo, we can see the DJI AVATA in the exact situation I was describing just a moment ago. It's sitting on a rough terrain, looking like it's right about to take off, and it looks so wrong to me. It looks like you're about to hit those props on the gravel, and it's, I don't know, I don't like it very much. Apart from that, in this photo, we can see someone in a blue shirt, holding a controller. It's the FPV motion controller. Yes, nice and pointy, so I can fit my huge nose into them. Yes, those they are hopefully way more comfortable. The V2 goggles are hopefully way more comfortable than the previous V1s. I've heard a lot of people complain about them. So yeah, I mean, you can see a little bit more of those goggles here. Yeah, it does have that little pointy part like you were talking about, Andy, right here. You can see again the external battery that they both have that's wired up. And yeah, just very distinctive goggles. Yeah. And then here's the actually first video that we can actually see of it. And I think this is an incredible video. Mostly because we can actually see the person in this video is clearly controlling it with the motion controller, which means that this drone is probably pretty far along whatever developmental path DJI has for it. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that when DJI makes a product, probably the last thing they do is, or one of the last things I would think that they would like actually test is compatibility with like other legacy devices, if that makes any sense. Like, we've seen reverse capabilities of like new drones being able to work with old controllers. We've seen that come like months after release, and it's interesting to see that the motion controller already has support. So hopefully they actually release with support. Andy Cortez says, I love my V1s. I use them with the Mini 2 all the time. That's great. Hopefully these goggles are exactly the same and you can use them with, they're backwards compatible with basically any drone. Again, we can see this interesting design. Moving on, then we get this shot of the drone, and it looks so funny. It looks like, to me, like the heavier thing should be on the bottom, and then you're carrying it, right? But it's not that way. It's all the heavier stuff on top of the props. It looks like it's upside down to me, but that's just the way it flies, literally. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And there at the end of the video, there's something interesting. I just want to point out. You can even see it hovering. That clearly looks like it's hovering on its own without the dude's input. And I think that caters a lot to how this drone is supposed to be a beginner drone. That, you have fail-safes for. That kind of thing. I don't know if it's going to have a manual mode. I'll be honest with you. I think it might not have a manual mode. Now these are the most interesting images. Mostly because they're gone off where they originally came. This is where they originally came from. I tracked this down a long time ago, but the picture you want to watch does not exist. This is translated. The page is missing, basically, which is, it's interesting. Whoever actually posted these images originally has taken them down. So oh, hello Johnny DRC. How's it going? Yeah. Moving on. Looking at these images, these are pretty cool. You can actually see close-up images of the drone. Andy Cortez says it'll be interesting to see real reviews a few weeks after the fanboys release theirs on launch day. Yeah, I mean, I think it's sure gonna be interesting. Mostly because I don't this sector that DJI is getting into kind of actually sort of does exist already. There are pre-made Cinewhoops, but I'm sure nothing like at the level that DJI is doing right now. Or like at this level. Of course nobody has done it like DJI yet, but I don't know, it'll be interesting. I wonder if this thing actually has good flying characteristics. I'm sure it has a good camera. Looks like it has a really good camera. We'll take a look at that in a second. And I hope the controller and goggles are good, but most of all, I hope the price is good. Honestly, if this could be the best drone ever, but if the price is wrong, I don't think it's gonna sell. Johnny DRC says 25% of the ducks are covered. Yeah, Kind of looks like that. I don't know. I think this is going to be more of a beginner drone, clearly. And I hope it's durable. As you can see, they actually have like what looks to be pretty removable screws. Yeah, duck quads are noisy. I've heard that too. Andy says it'll be $1,000. Wait and see. Yeah, I'm not paying $1,000 for this. I'm just not. I could get something that I could build myself for, I don't know, $500, $600, and then, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be competitive at that price if it's $1,000. But you know, you're probably right with seeing how DJI priced the Mini 3 and the Mavic 3. It's it's looking like it might actually be $1,000. But yeah, you can see AVATA branding on here. Again, you can see the indicator light, DJI, the little gimbal over here, and here we can see a really nice shot of the camera. It looks to be something similar to the Mini 3, hopefully. And you can see shock absorbers, and basically a 1-axis gimbal, which is okay. It has protection on 2 sides, or 3 if you count this. And yes, you won't be able to use your own light pose. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting to see when this comes out how much it is, because that's really what's going to like allow me to actually get this. But yeah, in this photo we can see the ducted propellers, what looks to be like a transmission unit, maybe an indicator light, and also the drone gimbal and camera. Yeah, here's another of those images. This one is even more close up. You can see, like, you can even see down to the details, like the little battery clip. Can you get parts on this? I don't know. Hopefully DJI makes parts available for this. It looks like, to me, a lot of this stuff might be usable, replaceable. Like the camera unit looks like, because we can see a lot of screws here. It looks like the motors, like the ducts. Hopefully you'll be able to get parts for this, or most parts for this. Because it looks like DJI are making those screws pretty accessible. Here's another one of those images. I think this is just the previous one that's flipped, but yeah. Get the idea. It looks pretty good to me. Will it work with like V2 goggles? Maybe. I don't know if it has backwards compatibility. DJI isn't always the greatest with that. We haven't seen any images of it with backwards compatibility with the with anything but these this flight controller. See you, Andy. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Yeah, have a good one. I will. Yeah. Thanks for coming out to the stream, Andy. I will keep everyone up to date about this, hopefully. But yeah, no. Backwards compatibility is kind of always an issue with DJI. They might release it later, but for now, it looks like I only see people with the like DJI goggles 2, like these goggles. But what's promising is they actually have support for a legacy device already, so that's fun. Again, looking at the flying characteristics of this, it's super weird. It has all the important stuff, like all this stuff flies on top, and then the props are on the bottom, and the props can, like, I feel like they're able to like actually go and hit something on the floor. I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like it's upside down, but maybe that's just because I'm conditioned to like Mavics and that type of stuff. Yeah, so again, this original page actually took those photos down. And then taking a look at this, Jasper Allens actually has the best picture for this. It's the box. He says late July, or when DJI stops making air units, who's gonna make it? I don't know. But yeah, looking at this, we can see clearly, distinctly that distinct light, everything else checks out. This looks like a real box, which means that we could actually see a release really soon. If this box image is to be believed, the DJI AVATA drone is really far along production, because they actually have boxes, and like look below, we can actually see. Let me zoom it in. Enhance. We can actually see what looks to be a sealed box, and this is in another box of a sort. So I'm thinking this might be some kind of shipment of them, actually. But of course these could be faked, and they have been faked in the past. But to me, this looks like we could actually see something by the end of August. Yeah. Asata or Jasper Allen's I actually think agrees with me. Late August. But what's interesting is when we actually look at the FCC filings. These are so interesting. I find these super interesting to see. Current viewers 3. Hello. Yeah. Sorry, let me get back. DJI have actually basically confirmed it exists. DJI AVATA right there. You can clearly see it. DJI AVATA 2207. 2207-26. So that was not actually too long ago. And there is another air unit. Johnny DRC says, did you ever start flying FUV? No, I didn't. I was gonna get a quad, but then I had school for like 3 months, and I also had summer school because I want to take engineering during the year, because I want to get a job over the summer, like an internship somewhere. And so I took an engineering class just over the summer, so I can actually get a job somewhere and make money to buy FPV drones. Yeah, looking at this, there's a new air unit. There's the AVATA and there's the goggle. And so looking at this, the user manual isn't available until 2023. So that's yeah. And external photos aren't also available until basically, what is that? January 2023, the 22nd. But I actually think they're gonna release it way earlier than that. And then another reason for that is because a lot of stuff that has already come out, let's say the DJI Mavic 3, take that for example. If you look at when this stuff came out, like the internal photos came out in 2022. Like that was what? This was long after its release date. Some of this came out recently, I believe. So it's definitely just goes to show you that those dates aren't accurate. We're likely probably gonna see a release pretty soon. John DRC says, "Good to hear about school." Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like to take harder classes than most people, but I guess it'll pay off eventually. But yeah, let me actually take a look at the ID label and location. If we can just wait for this to load. Here we go. Air 3 unit. Okay. ID label. This is basically all they allow us to see. It's like a little tidbit of info. Wow, look at that. So this is basically going to go in the battery compartment. Oh, wow, that's such a basic schematic. But yeah, it's cool. We can tell it is a 2400 milliamp hour, 2420 milliamp hours. A 4-cell. It's a 4-cell quad. But yeah, DJI AVATA. What a name. I thought that would be like an internal name. I guess they've chosen to make it a public name. Okay. And these photos are going around everywhere on the Chinese version of TikTok. And again, the original one is actually gone. It's pretty interesting to see. We can go to images and basically reverse image search this and try and find the original, and you won't find the actual original. You only get Just Rollins. That's an interesting Twitter account. But yeah. Yeah. It's such an interesting drone. so weird. But yeah, I don't know. Looking at the photos we have, it's I don't know, it's not entirely clear like how much DJI want this to cost. It looks pretty premium. So if we go on to Adorama, maybe we can actually find a DJI AVATA. Maybe we can find something on it. No DJI AVATA care refresh. Because if so, we could actually guess the price based off of it, which would be interesting. So if we could actually find the care refresh price of the DJI AVATA drone, which I think we might, because sometimes people let it slip, then we could guess the price of the drone. So yeah, and for those who just joined, the 5 new people, we've gone through these photos. You can rewind the stream if you'd like, but we went through these photos, which are really interesting photos that actually show like close up the gimbal, and how the weird flight characteristics of this drone, where the props are on the bottom. So weird. This new box, which basically tells me that this drone is coming out soon, regardless of the FCC filing saying that the confidentiality goes all the way up to 2023. I still think it's going to come out later this month, actually. Oh, and also AirSense. I don't know if I mentioned that. AirSense is really nice to have. These fake leaks from a long time ago, don't trust those. Flight photos are interesting. The one video we have is really, really nice. This video with these people. So yeah, let's see if we can find the care refresh of the DJI FPV drone. DJI AVATA. It's so close to Avatar. AVATA. Care refresh. Huh. So interesting. I wonder if it's actually on here somewhere. Doesn't look like it. It's unfortunate. Yeah. Shopping. Yeah, I know, it's all DJI FPV combos. But yeah. What do you guys, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think of this drone? Do you think it'll be a hit? I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Looking at this Instagram page, SI Flight. I'm guessing the post is gone, actually. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it looks like the post is gone. Oh yeah, this is not it. I got distracted by the dog. This guy says that this is the source, and I'm starting to not believe him because I don't see anything that suggests. Yeah, no, I don't. To me, I don't think this was the source. And if it was, they have definitely deleted it by now. Yes, I do know how you feel about DJI Johnny DRC. Yes. And problems with downward facing drones, brake props, dressing, and brush. Yep. I think I said that earlier as well. I agree. Am I in? Okay. I'm in frame. I wonder if anything comes up on Insta. Let's see. DJI AVATA. Okay. I never really search. Oh wow. Oh, okay. This is like a edited image. Yeah, these are all just the images we've already seen. Yeah, the image of the box. Image of these. Wow, there's a lot more stuff on here than I thought there'd be. Instagram, not all that bad for drone leaks, I guess, for some reason. Oh yeah, we saw this a long time ago. Yeah, just cool to see, I guess. That's probably not taken from the avatar. But nonetheless, it looks cool. I think this like side rail thing is interesting. It looks like they've cut holes out of it to make it probably lighter. This drone is obviously still not trying to be the lightest ever. But I was about to sneeze. Dang it. I'm right about to sneeze. What is this? A full test report. Okay. I don't know if this helps at all. Operating temperature. Okay, cool. By the way, I'm pretty sure we already had this. But okay. Lenovo, okay. Pretty interesting nonetheless. Powered. Okay, well there's obviously no images in here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, not watching that. Goggles, the image, more images. I wonder if this shows up anywhere. I don't know if I've maybe already done this. No, doesn't look like I have. Maybe we reverse image search this and find something. Generally these box leaks come from somewhere. Yeah, no. Not from anywhere. Something that it may have come from is Facebook. I'm in basically damn, what do you call it? I'm in Jasper Allen's group, which is pretty cool. Here we go. Groups that I'm in. Okay. Yeah, DJI AVATA. Here we go. I guess I'll join that one too. DJI AVATA. Interesting. So this guy sends like a little snippet of the original photo from what it looks like. This was 7 hours ago. This was 21 hours ago. So Alvin Ching got it from a friend. Refused to reveal the box. I reveal the source of, I guess, is the box. Somehow I think Jasper got the images from him. So I mean, there's no other way. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Wow, such an interesting. I guess this is the box. Yeah, you're right. People are saying you're like probably only a week away, or weeks away. Sorry, but yeah, I mean I agree. We probably are only weeks away from. Oh, here we go. 29 minutes ago. What is this? Oh, okay, we've seen this already. Yeah, the headset's interesting with these little vents here. We saw this earlier. Yeah. I wonder how long this video has been going for. Oh, let's see. 45 minutes. Damn. It's a long time. Yeah. Concurrent viewers. Let's go. Okay. We had 5 at some point. That's nice. It's always nice and cozy with you guys. Yeah. Just some interesting photos. It's hard to find the what I would say is like the actual real source of these. The source I named earlier is gone. We can actually search. Oh. Okay. Didn't like that. Avatar. There we go. Oh, it died again. Okay. Basically, it's not on here. Yeah. I also found all the stuff in here is just so freaking realistic that it's hard to tell it from what's real and what's fake. Here we go. Yeah. Like, look at this stuff. It's crazy. DJI Spark 2. I mean, what the heck? All this stuff is amazingly detailed. I don't know how they do this. Yeah. DJI Mavic car. Wow, this stuff is so funny. Phantom 3. Alright, anyway. Going back to these actual photos. I'm going to try and figure out... Did I break my computer? What happened? Oh, yeah, it wouldn't load earlier. Usually less than a month. Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think this is probably going to come in, yeah. Where's the goggles and controller? That's interesting. That's an interesting point. We don't see anything on here. What's on the back side? We want the specs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice, but where's all trying to see this? The price, yeah. A lot of people want to know the price and specs, and I think that's a big deciding factor. I gotta let my cat out at some point. Ooh. But in all seriousness, looking at this photo, there looks to be 3 different like combo deal things. There's something DJI goggles 2 in parentheses. There's something combo DJI goggles 2, and there's something view DJI goggles 2. I don't know what that could be. I don't know why they have goggles 2 after every single one. It just isn't. It doesn't. I don't know what that could be. Yeah, I'm just thinking about trying to think about what could come before this, and like I don't know. I don't know any like current. Yeah, no, maybe let's see. Yeah, we can go on to DJI's website, or no, DJI Mavic 3 boxes. Like, none of them. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Fly more combo. Bundle fly more combo. Yeah, none of them have it like this. I wonder what the FPV drone looks like. Drone box. Yeah, it doesn't have anything in parentheses on the side. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, yeah, no, I can't see it. I don't know what could be there. What could that possibly be? Something goggles 2. Something combo goggles 2. And then something view goggles 2. I don't know. It's very weird. It's just so interesting. And also we can see that little stub right there that hits the ground, hopefully before whatever else hits their propellers. Yeah, just so interesting. Oh, 5 people in the chat again. What's up, everyone? Just put in the chat what price you guys would like to see for this drone. Like when it actually releases for you to buy it. Yeah, just let me know what price you guys would want for this. I personally, I think I would have to have $5. Haha, funny. I say I would have to have something that's like less than $1,000 at the very least. So yeah. Yeah. I'm creating a poll right now. Ask you guys what price the DJI AVATA drone would have to be for you to buy it. What? Yeah. I don't know. This is such an interesting drone, mostly because it's like an FPV like version of the Mini, and I hope it's like a cheap entry drone and not like an expensive entry drone. If it's $1,000+, which wouldn't surprise me, I don't know. I probably wouldn't buy it. But if it is under $1,000, maybe like 800 to 900, maybe I would buy it. Maybe I would, mostly because of just ease of use. But I may actually, I take that back. I may actually want to get something that's more user upgradable, like an actual quad you build, and like, you know, I might actually want to build a quad or something like that. But with that being said, this does look like a pretty good beginner drone, mostly because it also allows, or looks like it allows, for good user upgradability, mostly because of all these like screws everywhere that like look like you could actually like user upgrade them. But yeah. If it were like 600 to 799, I probably might actually spring for it like pretty quickly. Then I would think they would probably go out of stock pretty quickly. If they're $500, then I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna be $500. Not even close. With like everything you need to actually fly, it's not gonna be $500 at all. But yeah. Yeah, like, where is it? Johnny DRC says, or said somewhere, yeah, $600 to $800. Yeah. Oh, hello, it's my cat. Yeah, I don't know. I think for it to actually be competitive, it has to be like what you said, probably around $800, maybe a little bit more. It does also look like these propeller like guards and ducts are user replaceable, which is actually kind of nice. I wonder if they're actually gonna give us like an extra set, then like maybe in the box. Hopefully, maybe. Maybe not. No, but like, it's fun trying to figure out where these images came from as well. Like looking at the background of this photo, it's so janky. Oh yeah. I mean, it almost looks like you can see through the drone right here. Like you can actually see through it into the background. Like I feel like there isn't very much to this drone. There's a battery right here. There looks to be some sort of something in there with a light. Then there's the camera, and there's just nothing in there. So everything else has to be in the bottom there. That's like the ESCs and everything else powering these props. But like, I don't know why they wouldn't use that space for something. Personally, it bamboozles me. Like, look, you can see through it, like right through. Do we have another good photo of it? Yeah, you can. Yeah, well, that one photo is really good of it. Right there, yeah, incredible. Yeah, look, like, it's so weird. This one it looks like it's more full in this one, but this one as well used to be cheaper than the FPV drone. Yeah, I agree. Give me a second to open the door for my cats. Yeah, I don't know. I think if it's less than $1,000, I think my cats are probably for cooling. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I think it's interesting. The last one had a heat sink. This one doesn't have a heat sink. So maybe that's why they have that. My cat is meowing at me. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna add another poll. Do you think DJI drones are overpriced? Which is an interesting question. Do you think DJI drones are overpriced? Yes? No? Post. I wonder if I can create posts in here. Nah. Okay. Anyway. I don't know. Personally, all of this is just so interesting. Am I in the photo? Yes, I am. This photo as well. Just, there's a lot going on. This looks like it might be a promotional video. Yeah. I want to see what people are saying about this. What's the price expectation about 8,000 pounds? So some people think it's gonna be cheap. Oh, you don't see a poll. It's on my channel. Don't worry about it, Johnny DRC. I'll just I'm sure other people like you get it in your feed sometimes. You have to get it in your feed. And like I think some people who maybe aren't watching the stream will probably see it in their stream, in their feed and get that. But yeah, yeah, it's okay. But I'm sure, Johnny DRC, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I have a hunch you might think that DJI drones are a little bit overpriced. But maybe that's just me. I'll wait for you to state your opinion. Oh, you see. But yes, they are overpriced. Yep. Yeah, I agree in some senses. I agree in that, like, for like some drones, like the Mavic 3, like that thing is way overpriced for what it is. Like, it's barely, in my opinion, that much. You're barely going to see that much improvement over like a Mavic 2, and it's priced like 4 times the amount. Um, and some of them I think are maybe a little underpriced. Like the Mini, that's like a well priced drone. And when you think about DJI as a whole, as a company, they're doing something that no other company is doing, but they're losing they're losing that grip. So one of what's interesting though is one of their best selling drones of all times is the Mini, and what this is basically them breaking into the mini sector of FPV, which I think has the potential to be very, very explosive in terms of sales and people buying them. Um, yeah, it's just interesting to see happen. Um, but yeah, I wonder what. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of people I think are uh, releasing stuff on it. Let's see. Osita, Jasper, Dance Tube. I have a Mini V1 and I don't fly much. It's slow and boring. Yep. I mean, from a FPV pilot, I'm sure they are. But for some of us, when we're trying to get like nice cinematic shots of like specific like places and of people, sometimes the those drones are a little better, especially for beginners as well. When you just want to like get a shot for a YouTube video and you want it to be stable and you want it to be smooth, then I think minis are good. But for actually like having fun, I think FPV drones are actually one of the best, if not the best. So Google Argentina, interesting. 51 drones. I want to see what people have to say about this so I can react to it. Dang it, DJI AVATA drone. What do people have to say about this? Okay. Let's see what drone DJ has to say about it. Oh man. And Tech Radar, maybe. See what they have to say about it. Yes, I see. Basically, they say it's coming closer to release. Key opinion leaders is what KOL means. So Asta is basically saying, I don't know what that means. This he's saying this is a key opinion leader, which basically means like someone important at the company. Sensory drones. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's the motion controller. That's what it is. Okay, that's what Soma Sensory is. So like, yeah, I was talking about this earlier. DJI Goggles V2 already exists. They're calling the next one DJI Goggles 2, which is I find just so weird. Yeah, I agree with them though. They look they look interesting to say the least. Yeah. A truth about DJI: second gen is always best. Yes. Um, I agree. I think in a lot of ways, the first time DJI does something, it's not always the greatest that they're ever gonna do it. Like the Mini, the Mavic, Phantom. Once they do it once and they get actual feedback, I think they can. I think they can actually like improve upon it and actually make a good drone. This guy says, "Does anyone know the bundles that will be available?" To me, the bundles that will probably be available are the bundles that are already available for the FPV drone, which are basically you get everything or you just get the drone. And I think there's maybe like a fly more combo with extra batteries. So that's, I think, going to be interesting to see like what the prices of those are as well. Cat. Yeah. I guess so. What's my cat? What do you want? Okay. I need reactions to react to. Let's see what people say. Yeah. That's funny. They are getting their handheld. Yeah, this person seems to think they're creating a promotional video for it as well. Yeah. Take money. Yeah, well, yeah. I've heard a lot of people ask if there's gonna be like European versions of a lot of different drones. I don't know about this one. This one is, I don't know, pretty interesting. Let's just take a look at views. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. It means a lot to me. But yeah. Let me get back. So interesting. I don't know. I'm actually kind of intrigued into how like I feel like a lot of leaks they happen just immediately, like all at the same time. I feel like that's what happened with all these leaks as well. Like we got this video, the box, and like 4 high quality close-up images in the same day. So it's interesting to see, to say the least. Oh, interesting. Didn't know the weather was that bad today. I guess it is. Man, have you guys seen how hot it is in the United States? Whew. Let me respond to this. I don't know what you mean by everyone's post. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Here. That's interesting. Johnny DRC says he can read all um, the chat. So I can put the chat up if you'd like. Coast to Coast Drones says, so it's a new controller, new goggles, seems to be a single axis gimbal, like the other one. Yes. It's pretty interesting, this new one. They already have compatibility, and it flies weird as well. It seems to be in kind of an ups. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you, Coast to Coast Drones. I don't understand why they didn't mount the camera underneath. Seems you might get some props and footage, maybe, but also I think the way they've done it is a little janky as well. You can kind of see like a little thing that sticks out right there, and that's basically to hit the ground before the props do. And so basically, in my opinion, Johnny DRC also said this earlier. In a lot of these photos, you can see how they have yeah, you can see it has kind of like little things that stick down and hit the ground, so it's basically kind of like on stilts when it lands and takes off. My issue is when you're taking off in grass, or you're landing in grass, or you're landing in gravel or something, you just chew up the props and the motor because nothing's actually protecting them. Coast to Coast Drone says, I'm hearing rumors it doesn't do well in wind. Yes, probably not, as it's only a 4-cell, the motors look small, the props are ducted, and it looks like a pretty, like, chunky drone, if that makes any sense. Like, compared to the props, the rest of the drone is kind of like, ugh. It's a pretty interesting drone. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see why they didn't put the camera underneath. One thing I can think of is that they, what was happening was they were intending it to, like, fly forward, if that makes any sense. They were intending basically people to fly forward, and then the gimbal pitch up. It's like, you're not really flying backwards and looking down, but yeah, it's, I don't know if you'll exactly see props in it, so they're kind of behind the camera, but pentaprops should give good control though. Yes, maybe. Yes, if it's, you're right, it is 5 props, which is interesting. But as Johnny DRC points out, they're ducted, which makes them loud, and I don't know if like because you can see right here, a lot of the body actually covers up, like this one and this one. Like, it almost looks like the battery like goes over them. Like, you can see right here, Johnny DRC is right, like 25% of the prop is underneath this whole mounting apparatus, so it looks like they might not exactly it looks like they might not exactly like get full performance out of this, which is interesting. Yeah, it's all right. See you, Coast to Coast Drones. It was nice having you. But yeah, it's this is a doozy of a drone. Avata, what a name. I can't get over that name. It's so funny to me. Yeah. Let's go back to the images. I feel like there's something that's going to come out right after I go off live. Or offline. But I don't know. What? Nothing for DJI AVATA specs. Oh no. Yeah. Like, I feel like not many people have actually seen this. Which is interesting. Specs? Yeah. Here are some specs that this guy seems to think. 500 grams, 4K 60. Yeah, I mean, we kind of know this. It's basically the same for the Mini 3 Pro is what he's saying. Which, I mean, I understand. I get it. It does look exactly like the same sensor from what used to be the or what is the DJI FPV drone. And it's interesting how they gave this a completely different naming convention. Yeah. Haka Sushi. People. I wonder who Haka Sushi shows. Yeah, this guy. This guy as well. This guy's interesting. He had a lot of leaks, from what I know. Yeah, right here. The Inspire 3. Some interesting photos there as well. I feel like we're gonna see. I don't I don't think measuring it on the screen is exactly accurate, but you never know. So I just get so absorbed in analytics. Stuff is so fun. So yeah, looking at the 5-bladed props again in this photo. This is an interesting box photo. Mostly because you can't actually see the props. They're like spinning. This is kind of interesting. That's my cat. Yeah, John DRC is saying that like he has a 5-inch bladed prop and the propellers are kind of they look like semi-transparent and gray, and he's saying that that might be what like the these are like, and I agree. I agree. These are probably close to what DJI is gonna put on their drone, which is, needless to say, super interesting. It's my cat again. Wow. Yeah. I know, but Yeah, I agree with people on this one. I think this is gonna be a good drone. I think a lot of people are gonna want to see this when it comes out, and I think a lot of people are gonna buy this when it comes out. Yeah, it's so interesting. I know I've said that a million times. Do I actually want to reverse image search this stuff? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to find where this image came from, because a lot of people had it at the same time. So I feel like it came from somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can't find it. No, DJ Avatar in the field, huh? Nine to five toys. Huh. Yeah. Let me open the... Ah. Let me open the door for my cat, and then I will be right back. Alright. Nah, I'm back. I don't know. It's I don't know. I think it's gonna be a very well selling drone. I think it's gonna sell well. I think a lot of people are gonna buy it. Yeah, this video has been doing very well as well. Yeah. I guess I can't find the original. Let me know in the chat, you guys. Is there anything you want me to take a look at? Let me know in the chat. What you guys want to see. I recently got a new desktop setup, which is interesting. Which I think is cool. I got a 3080 Ti. It's very quiet. I kind of want to see what performance is like right now. Using a lot of memory, a lot of GPU, not very much CPU, and Wi-Fi too. Just to stream, I bet. Send, yeah. 43C. Dang. That's so freaking cold for like what it's actually doing right now. It's like under load. Yeah, this thing's a beast. I can't wait to do more flight sim on it. A lot of video encode, huh? Memory. Yeah, I've got a lot of storage. 1.8 terabytes, 7.3 terabytes. I barely even use this. Yeah. Anyway. An ADS-B on a drone like this is also pretty interesting, mostly because I don't think something like this is going to go that high. But yeah. Another interesting feature of this drone is that, in this image, I'm sorry, is that you can actually see that like the camera on the other drones have like a heat sink on the back. I don't know if you can tell. Not maybe this one. A little bit of this one. Here, let's get rid of those. Yeah, there you go. You can see them right there. And then also in the this other one, right there. Yeah. It's harder to see in this photo. It looks more smooth, but I think that's just a matter of the way the box looks. I wonder if huh. I wonder what DJI.com looks like right now. No, nothing new. I wish they maybe had like a teaser or something, but no. Sorry, I'm like deer in headlights. There's a lot of care refresh. Care refresh plus. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna inspect element this. There's Avatar right there. Oh my goodness. Does that have it? Oh, didn't copy it. Okay. Will it paste? It won't paste. It doesn't seem to like the word avatar. And I can probably tell why. Anyway. Oh yeah, Amazon. was gonna try and find an avatar on here. I don't think I'm gonna find one though, unfortunately. Dang it. Yeah. Kinda as I expected. Best Buy is known for slip-ups. We could ask someone if they sell avatars. Okay. I wonder if they still have someone like to like text right now. It's 10 at night, but where would it be? Contact us? Maybe. Best Buy stores. Oh. All agents are offline. Okay. Well, I gotta remember to do that tomorrow. Probably. I'm probably not online either. Oh well. I want to see what other people have to say about it without looking at this stuff. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Some of these videos are completely fake. Like this one. I don't want to open it because I don't want to get copyright strike. But this is very no, this is all fake. This is not a real video. And please don't believe any of this stuff where people will go, oh yeah, this is the DJI AVATA first flight. This guy, another FPV, or not another FPV, this guy has been doing this a lot. Yeah, he says he's the flight test guy for the USA. No, you're not. Mostly because I don't think the avatar footage would be this grainy. But second of all, the avatar doesn't have unducted props. You can see the props right there are green as well. Like you can see them on either side. This guy is only real test over here. Oh my god. What? This is so funny. Only a little details. DJI AVATA not support manual mode. He has the Mr. Steel edition. And you're Mr. Stolen. Yes, I tried my hardest. Oh my goodness. Bro, what is this? People are like, I feel like I'm pretty sure this is a joke. Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, that's I wonder why. That's because it's a fake video. We saw this last time. A lot of stuff released. It's just a lot of people will claim to have like a video of it, like in-camera footage of it, and they don't. But yeah, this is funny. We were talking about that earlier as well. That does not exist. So interesting. See, look, here's another one. This is another one that's completely fake. Hopefully people are able to differentiate. This is bad. that this is fake. What? No, no, why are people like this? If you ever see something that doesn't actually show the drone, it's probably fake. 'Cause if they had it and they were like, look, wow, so many of these. If they did actually have the drone, they would be showing it. Anyway, yeah. Also, that's something to talk about. Compared to the previous drones, this is actually like a clip-in drone for the battery. Compared to like the previous FPV drone, has not. It's been like two parts, like kind of like a 9-volt battery type thing. It's very weird. It's interesting though. You got to give it to DJI. It's different, but yeah, that's that's how that is. Yeah. Just looking at some analytics, some comments. All right, yeah, I think I've said everything there is to say. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, I think I'll see you guys probably pretty soon. Hopefully about the release of the DJI AVATA drone. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Bye.